Hello everyone and welcome back to a new Sorare video. My name is Josh from the Sorare Experience and this is part 5 of the new series on this channel called Stacks. This series is essentially determining which was the most profitable club on Sorare last season from using stacks of their players. So far leading the race we've got Aston Villa. They're the most profitable side out of the ones we've looked at so far. So if you do want to go watch that video, make sure you use the link in the video somewhere and you'll be able to go watch that and see why they were so profitable last season. Up to date, we've got Brighton, and Brighton was one of the most eagerly awaited on videos that you guys have been waiting for because a lot of you lot had them highly tipped as the most profitable side compared to their value. But we're going to find out today how profitable they really were and whether they would have made you a ton of money last season. If you do want to sign up to Sorare, make sure you do so using the link in the description. You'll get a free limited card at 1.5 on the auction house. Not only that, it does really help me out a lot as well. So I really appreciate if you did that. Also, there's a giveaway going on my Twitter at the moment for this channel. Once we hit 500 subscribers, you could be in with the chance of winning a rare MLS card. So I think we'll swiftly get into this video. Obviously, we're starting out with the Brighton stack, and the goalkeeper was a really awkward situation because they had two goalkeepers sort of split the season pretty much 50-50. Which doesn't help me for working out how profitable they were this year. One thing that really does help when it comes to how I work out these videos is consistency and how often these players play together. Don't get me wrong, with any side, you can create a really strong lineup if you hold every single card. But the point of this video is building a stack of potentially 5 or maybe 6 different cards. But the thing is, with having that amount of cards, you want them to play together every single week. Some issues arise here with Brighton, so obviously we'll start with that. So the goalkeeper I've gone for is Jason Steele. He was the best scoring out of the two goalkeepers between him and Sanchez when he did play. So yeah, I mean, Jason Steele, when he was playing, he was really good and really consistent. A 90 score in there, some high 70s, and an 80 score in there as well. So Sanchez was good. I don't know what's going to be happening with him. He might move on. But we'll see. But Jason Steele, was the best scoring goalkeeper that I could fit into this video. He would have won more rewards out of the two as well. The highest scoring defender is Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk was a really consistent scorer, and as you can see, he's got a 90 in there, an 89, some high 70s. And for a cheap price of around a tenner, really good option should you have picked him up. Up in midfield, we've got probably their most consistent player, played 98% of their last 40 games, Pascal Gross. Pascal Gross, you can see here, he's got some really high peaks, some quite a few 80 to 90 scores. Doesn't quite have that 100 in him, but you never know, next season he might push on, and some of the sort of lower European games, he might be able to do it. But he, in general, is relatively consistent. Plays all over the pitch as well and scores well wherever he is playing. For the next midfielder, we've got Solly March, and he has missed a large portion of the back end of the season, as you can see, with some injuries. Whilst he was playing, though, he was unbelievable. Some 90 scores, 100 in there, and a considerable amount of high 70s and 80s as well. It's a shame he missed the back end of the season because I think this team would have won quite a few more rewards should he have stayed fit. One of the other problems that arises with Brighton is they don't have that many high-scoring forward cards. The high-scoring cards tend to come in their midfield or defence. So actually the most consistent forward option last season was Danny Welbeck, which, as you can see here, scores aren't great. So again, if you had every single forward and picked their games and matchups accordingly, you might have won some more rewards. But again, Danny Welbeck was the most consistent and played the most amount of games. Obviously, they had Undav that played more towards the end of the season, found some form. Ferguson, quite sporadic as well. So really, Welbeck was the most consistent option. He did score 100 against Wolves in a 6-0 game. That was an unbelievable win for them. And when he scores, he does tend to get some decent AA, but again, not a great scorer. So this is what it did to the side, and this team here only played 9 games together. That's how unfortunate this squad was. If I was to put Sanchez in here, let me have a look. I think I've got him, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, even if I put Sanchez in here, 16 game weeks, but less rewards. So obviously Jason Steele was the better option for this video. So Jason Steele's in there. I captain Gross because he was a bit of a baller. You can see here 3 rewards won. And if we take a look at the spreadsheet, one of those was a tier 3, one was a tier 2, and one tier 0. I've highlighted these 3 players in yellow because these are players that could have quite easily been swapped out depending on the game week. So um, it's going to look like Brighton are probably not one of the most profitable sides should you have only had a stack of 5 cards. Their total average cost of rewards was around £128. And as of today, if you were to buy this team, the recent average price is around 40, I need to update that, around 48 quid. This only gives you a return of investment of around £80, which is not great compared to the other teams. It would actually leave them as the second worst offside in this series so far. I think what I want everyone to do with this series is take it with a pinch of salt. And obviously, if you had every perfect player in every single game week, obviously they would have won you more. But I think when it comes to having a small stack of 5 or 6 players, Brighton was a really hard one to call because they didn't have many consistent players that played every single game. And the ones that did tended to be the ones that didn't score ridiculously. So it's a bit of a strange one. I expect Brighton to have a really, really good season next year. They're such a well-run and well-oiled club. I actually like Brighton, and I hope they finish Europe again and have a good run at the Europa League. I think they could as well. They've got some quality players in there, and with the money they're going to be getting in for some of their players, hopefully they can invest it and push forward and have a really good season. But yeah, Brighton down there in second to last out of all of the teams so far. So it's a bit of a shock one. But again, I said take it with a pinch of salt because they were a quality side. Should you have had the right players, you could have won some monster awards last year as well. So I think that's everything for this video. It's a bit of an anticlimactic one, and so make sure you do stick around and watch the next video as well, because we're going to be finding out who was the most profitable side on Sorare last season. Again, if you want to sign up to Sorare, make sure you do so using the link in the description. You'll get a free limited card upon buying 5 on the auction house. And also make sure you get involved in the Twitter giveaway going on my Twitter at the moment. You'll get a chance to win a rare MLS card upon us hitting 500 subscribers on this channel. The support on the channel has been crazy recently, so I really appreciate it. And yeah, apart from that, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the sun. Peace.